So what we're gonna do is we're gonna deal with chain rule. But the chain rule I want you to be able to do is a little bit further than is. I need you to be able to do algebra. So for a lot of you guys, you're gonna have to stay on top of homework this time because those are the things that you're gonna see and you're gonna fail part. You're gonna fail on this part. So what is the chain rule? Well, chain rule is basically how do I take a derivative of composite function? So let's just say if I take a derivative of f of g of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. And that's the chain rule. And I will go with notes is, I will say it's the only time that, the time that you're gonna use chain rule is if you have parenthesis to other power than 1. So even to half power, negative half power, negative 3 half power. So any power to any other things like that, that's gonna be the one that use chain rule. Chain rule is heavily tested, and you have to understand that's the only rule of derivative that is always used. You cannot ignore them. You have to make sure you know them very, very well. So let's start with if you have h of x, right? And h of x is gonna be x squared plus 1 to the third power. Do you see that this is to the third power? It's other power than 1. Now the normal way, you will have to expand them. And you're gonna expand them, you're gonna spend more time expanding them and take a derivative power rule. It's almost not worth it to do it expansion. So what you can do is you can think about if this is a composite function, if this is a composite function, in terms of if this is a f of g of x, what is g of x and what's f of x? Like in terms of if this is equal to f of g of x, what will be the f of x and what will be the g of x in this particular case? Right. So let's ask Raphael, what do you think f of x here and g of x here, if it is a composite function? Uh-huh. Yep, perfect. So now I'm just gonna take a derivative of this. So if I take a derivative of this, remember the whole idea is I'm trying to take a derivative of the outer. So this is the outer function f prime of g of x. So if I take a derivative of x cubed or parentheses to the third power, it's gonna be 3. What happened? 3 x squared plus 1 to the second power. Does that make sense? I just take the something x cubed. But if I take a derivative of x cubed, it's going to be 3x squared. And times the derivative of the inside, because I'm going to do it of the g prime g of x, which is 2x. So therefore, it's going to be 6x times x squared plus 1 to the second power. That's h prime of x. Is that okay? Another way to think about it, I always tell students to draw bubbles. This is the first bubble. This is the second bubble. I think bubble is really help you on the trig one. The trig intensive trig, I give you massive things. I want you to take a derivative. So the first bubble is taking care of the 3, but the inside bubble is still intact. Like you're peeling an onion. If you peel the outer part of the onion, the inside onion is still intact. And then you peel it again, you peel it again. You peel each time. Okay? So now I'm going to ask you to take a derivative of this. So how do I take a derivative of this? If I have h of x is equal to this. Square root of cube. So I don't need this actually. I might erase this part. Put the whole thing to the cube. And this is a typical example of a constant on the top. So do not use quotient rule here. If you use quotient rule here, you actually lead to the answer that's completely off. Not lead to the answer completely off. It's just much more complex on writing. Sorry, take that part back. So the constant on the top, use chain rule. Shift, don't just copy. Figure it out on your own. Ask me, do you remember how to do chain rule? Is it built out no problem? Cake. Light work. Right?
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It doesn't matter. I actually agree with the other person. Sorry.
You've never been in that class. Yeah. Is it Nelly?
I don't really care who is it, but I'm gonna
I
tell.
do.
I'm gonna tell you I agree with a person because sometimes you talk too much.
I'm the one that talks the most in this class. Like, I'm looking around and I see people who talk more than I do.
No, talking is different. Like Nathan talk a lot, but he's talking about math competition problem, right? So it's not. It's relevant. Like, what is the more important? Are you talking about on topic or are you talking about off topic? Yes, Ethan's also not a person that don't talk on topic.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least don't single me out like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree. It's also Mr. Greenwald's fault. Like, teacher is the most. No, but like, teacher's the most.
See, right now, I want you to stop yapping.
Well, actually, who's the one who started it off?
You did.
Yeah, you got me wrong. Hold her back, hold her back.
All right, so I rewrite this to a form that I can take a chain rule. How do I rewrite that? Hopefully you guys figure out this is a 4x minus 6x squared to negative 3 over 2. Did you do that? Raphael, you did that? Push shift? Push shift? So now I'm going to take a derivative. Now, if I take a derivative, it's outer. So this 3 I can leave alone for now. This outer and this inner. So the 3 is always going to be there. And negative 3 over 2. Is that okay? To the 4x minus 6x squared to the negative 5 over 2. Is that okay? And then times by 4 minus 12x. So you can say that's negative 9 over 2 times 4x minus 6x squared to the negative 5 over 2 times 4 minus 12x squared. I can even factor out 4. If I factor out 4, what will happen? If I factor out 4, what will happen? Negative 18 times 4x minus 6x squared to the negative 5 over 2 times 1 minus 3x. Is that okay? I can take out 4 if I really wanted to, but you don't have to, because you're trying to find, remember this, they all have a common factor of 4, and then 4 and 2 can cancel out. Level 2 times negative 9 is 18. Yeah, so, but you don't have to, it's fine, because you usually finding zeros anyway. So 0 is gonna be, let's say it's 1/3. 0 is gonna be, I think things. Raphael, is this okay? You understand? Jing? Bishop? Alright, so the next part is everybody had to pay attention. I think Rajesh need to pay attention because he probably doesn't know how to do this part. So the next part is x squared, square root 1 minus x squared. So the product rule, and so in this particular question, the way I will probably ask is I will ask you to find horizontal tangent. So I will say find horizontal tangent. Hold on, make sure something. Yeah, I will say find horizontal tangent. Now this is the one thing that last year you guys have a hard time. Do you guys remember this? To factor out the negative exponents. Should I go over it? All right. So if I have a h of x here is equal to x squared times, I'm going to do times 1 minus x squared and to the half power. So they are two functions multiply each other. So in this case, it has to be a product rule. You cannot just do strictly quotient rule because they are two functions multiply each other. Does that make sense or no? So they are two functions times each other. Jing? Okay. So you cannot just use chain rule here. Chain rule does not apply here. So what happened is this is a lefty right, righty left situation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna factor out a2. I'm gonna take a derivative of this 2x times 1 minus x squared to the 1/2. Is that okay? Plus, I'm gonna leave the first one alone and take a derivative of the second one. So 1/2 times 1 minus x squared to the negative 1/2. Now usually people forget this part because derivative inside is negative 2x. People usually forget that part. And is closer parenthesis. Okay, yeah, you're right. So the 2 and the negative 2 are gonna cancel out. Now here's an algebra part that people miss. It's to factor out the most negative power. So in this case, let's just say x and x squared. What's the most negative power? X. So I'm gonna factor out x. What else I have to factor out? Not 2x, no. No, not x to the negative 1/2.
1 minus x to the negative.
1 minus x squared to the negative 1/2. If you factor out, this require intense algebra here. It's not a calculus that's gonna hurt you. It's the algebra that's gonna hurt you. If I take out x on the first term, this completely out, right? Now, if I take out this, what am I gonna get? It's minus negative 1/2. And if you take out x here, and the 2 is gonna cancel out, so it's gonna be minus what? Not x squared. Feel like I'm missing something?
No, I think your guess was
Okay, it's fine. And then this is h prime of x, and this is h prime of x. Now I'm gonna organize this, so be that it's gonna be 2 minus 3x of this. Now I just set numerator equal to 0 because if I want to find horizontal tangent, it's the numerator equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. 2 minus 3x squared equal to 0. 3x squared equal to 2. X squared equal to 2 over 3. Please don't mess up algebra. Plus minus. Simple thing, please don't. Don't mess up. Just, very easy. And you should get 3 horizontal tangent that can happen. It's right here. The original domain is going to be between which value? Domain of the function of this one is what? Negative 1 to 1. Yeah, because you have to make sure this denominator has to be greater than 0. So it's going to be negative 1 to 1. I have seen in the past, UCF sent out a test question. Says, take a derivative of this function. End up the function you graph is counteract chain rule massive things, and end up it doesn't have any slope because the domains never cross. Pay attention to the domain of the function. Especially math competition kids, you have to think about domain a lot. From where to where is valid. Sometimes there could be an overlap, and happen to overlap, then there's no function above. And UCF kids try to take a derivative of this. Okay. Any question about this part? So I'm gonna ask you to find horizontal tangent of no, this one has no horizontal tangent. I'm just gonna ask over cube root of x squared plus 4, and make sure you take a derivative and take a derivative correctly. Another one I want you to take a derivative is I won't want to find horizontal tangent. Now I'll get the deal chain rule. So this one I want you to find horizontal tangent. In here. So I got 3 all the way correct.
no.
Thank you. Nathan is totally rejoiced handwriting for that. If you There is no horizontal tension on first. Yeah, that's the final answer. Calculus question. Okay. Which rule you like to? X to the x squared plus 4 to the negative x times negative times 2x.
Yeah.
What? This one's negative here. This negative 1/3 right here. So, are you talking about this one? No? You don't have to. That's okay. I can factor out. You can don't factor out. It's fine. But don't factor out, son. Okay, you want don't factor out, don't factor out. So this one's gonna be negative 1/3 subtract negative 4/3, so it's gonna be x squared plus 4 to the what? To the 1 power, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then plus what? Minus what?
Minus
2/3 x squared. Okay. This one's gonna be 1/3 x squared plus 4. If you take out 1/3 out, right? So be, if I take out 1/3, would it be 1/3 times x squared plus 12 times x squared plus 4 to the negative 4/3. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to. Essentially, you are, long as you get the same answer, that's gonna be fine. And that's gonna be, this is the answer what I got. It's just like, I don't have fraction within a fraction, right? I can just, here,
Now I understand why you need 12. It's because otherwise, because you can't divide everything by 3, so you have to multiply everything by 3. So like originally I just had the x squared plus 4, but that doesn't make any sense. This 4 isn't divided by 3. So you need to multiply everything by 3 to get this. You take out the 1/3, which is the same as multiply by 4.
x over square root of 2x minus 1. That's the first one. The second one is 3x minus 2 to the 4th power times 6x plus 5 to the 3rd power. Elise, what's your glasses?
I thought you said you didn't like.
That's great. She's sitting all the way in the back. She's supposed to see. Nobody wants to sit front.
Well, yeah, it takes you all your focus.
I have to these.
Do it,
When anyone can hear me.
You take it off. Now, I don't recommend doing it long because it's really weird.
Please release your student.
Today, have a great day. Yeah. Lots of like spend some good time with your family. Don't think about that. Yeah. Go easy on your kids. Go easy, just kind of told you. Just say I love you. Mystery, other than that, do you like being a dad? Other than that, do you like being a dad?
Am I a good dad?
No, I said do you like being a dad? Do
You like? Depends on what the kid. I think that's a great. Sometimes, but don't do it all the time.
yes. Don't get like too much.
I don't want a vegan club. No, no vegan club. I'm vegetarian. I'm against it. If you are vegan, then I'll sponsor you.
The weekend, take it easy this game.
Join.
You can talk me into the
I should talk in front of you. I don't should talk behind you. Huh?
That's a good one.
Yeah, if I have shit to say, I'll say it in front of you.
That's better than my king. I'll be back. I'll be back.
If I have shit to say, I'm a vegetarian. I'm not gonna back down.
Why are you laughing? No. You can leave. I'm erase them.
Alright, well, you already got.
How did you get there?
How was the ball?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yes, Steve. Saying the code, I'm not. It's like ruined my entire world.
For me, you just, no.
What?
20 years, like,
What
almost
thing is that even on? So I mean, I didn't do that.
Good job.
I, for half a second, some reason got confused between Anthony and Mr. A for having that is so racist. No, I don't know. Alright, shut up. Okay, yeah, from the back, they all look the same hairstyle.
Oh, I didn't put the base.
Maybe you should, like, write it so it's legible.
You know why?
Dude, that's.
What if we're gonna read?
What about it? Wait, is there a meeting coming up? Next Tuesday?
Mr. Yang? Mr. Yang, I'm just my dad.
You should come last week.
I know.
What?
I was wondering like, if I want to go out, I can find a
Ballrooms.
That probably is something.
Beta to come? Hi, Beta.
Hi. That's all. Okay, so.
Wait, no, I need
You can go through to my email.
Are you talking why you need it?
She does take.
You go first.
Oh, no. It
You're
can
wearing black.
Wait.
I'm wearing black.
My dad really.
What happened?
And my dad really wants me to ask you about considering writing a recommendation letter, and I was like, he doesn't take requests.
No, I'm not leaving.
That is no, because I've never seen you. I see you.
Oh,
I assume you don't know, which is why I like.
I see you give 75%, and I
Yeah.
don't like the 75% part.
Mr. Ye, what percent do I give you?
Last year, 100%.
What about me?
If this year, like this year's pretty much.
What about me,
half.
Mr. A?
Yeah.
I gotta start trying to hearing again.
It's like, I want to do your homework questions. What would you say?
Come on, Beta. Wait, this is-
Okay. Yeah,
Do we have homework tonight?
What publications? I'm gonna be trying to get next me.
What?
I'm gonna that's what I'm talking to. We're not teaching. I think we're gonna be offering.
Sure.
I didn't do the note.
Finish the homework.
I don't know what's going on. I really felt forgot.
How long do you think that you guys like? Yeah. How long do you think you're trying to?
I'm writing it for it.
What are you doing for your birthday?
Not much.
What happens when talking?
Yeah. What?
Oh, Wayne is Wayne right now? Yes.
Oh, you can like also.
Oh my god, I'm rewriting it. You wrote it so well. I'm not
Okay,
even really in it yet. I don't know if that's
I'm
really
set by
his
his hair.
birthday, but we're doing it.
Okay.
My dad was like, I want to take a trip somewhere. And I'm like, I don't know where to take a trip to. And he's like, I want to know.
Okay.
I have first
I don't know.
meeting.
His answer was like an R. It's upsetting. I had to
Oh,
change it for him.
writing. Wait, they have a reminder. Oh, I can join that.
Yes.
But how
I'll try
talking-
my birthday. I'll ask Mr. A to write me a recommendation letter.
Wait, you're working on something, bro. Last
My
week I
favorite
had.
possible one.
It's always nice having it under September 1st because it means that Labor Day is always at least close to my birthday. Unfortunately, I do work on Labor Day though, so I did not ask for it all, so that was my bad.
Oh, I'm already in there.
You didn't tell him, like, hey.
I'm already in there.
Budget age.
I said it for my
Are you
birthday,
in
not
there?
for Labor Day. 'cause I
Are you
was
trying to
thinking
join?
about Labor Day.
Asian, Asian Student Association. watching Natalia.
I'll tutor you.
That was kind of fun.
I am the BC tutor.
No, I don't even need. I just need to go to give more, put in more effort. Even though I get my homework done faster.
You can put, then put in, why can't you put in effort at home?
Because Jay doesn't see the effort I put in home, so he thinks I'm doing a pattern job. I kind of am doing.
It's just when you take your test, you need to reflect what you're doing.
And I can do my ego project now.
It's okay if you do it at home. You tutor.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get back into like the out mindset.
Okay, 2. That's the -1/2. 1. What do you do for this then? Do I need to, for 66, do you,
Yeah.
for 66, do you need to solve for x and then put it in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one you do it too.
Why does the FCA have my number? You put it in there? Then how? Because I just got a message and I thought that I never put my number anywhere.
And,
They got your
This is bullshit.
Oh,
This is like my favorite.
when you talk about people, they got
who yeah, but it's like
I don't know. I have no idea. I never gave anybody my number for FCA.
for each one of them.
what? 66,
Oh, shit, I just put all of them on it.
Okay, this is your number. I will add this as Sophia.
Why do you want to be in it?
Sophia.
Like, what? I don't know because it's not a game.
Oh, I remember messaging Elaine. I always put Sophia with PH. What?
I assumed it was Katie, but
Oh.
I didn't want to say it.
This is bullshit.
So that was Sophia from engineering. This is Sophia is here. Yeah, just Sophia from Cal.
Wait, so if I send that number, message.
Say, hey.
I'll just do like thanks.
Meeting new friend and communicating.
What?
Community
Yeah.
with
Thanks. Wait, did you prefer Katie or Katie?
other
No, it's Katie.
Katie? Oh,
She prefers Katie.
Catherine, Katie.
She's not Katie. I think it's
Call
Catherine.
it.
Catherine Shibro.
Katie.
She hates her last name. She hates when people say her last name.
Katie, not
Have you talked to like
Sis.
No, it's the opposite.
Wait, what?
and
It's
they're
Catherine, not her name is Catherine.
that's like you want to join your guys.
Okay, okay.
Hey, thanks,
I'm just sending your thanks, Katie.
That would be a
It's by Katie.
What?
That would be
Yeah,
a
the wrong fucking name. I'm gonna grind this. That just sounds weird.
I mean, I can imagine that it could happen. So this would mean that if I were to do this, so multiply everything by 2.
Yep.
So kx the -1/2 equals.
How do you do removable and non-removable shit? I know that we did that like 2 days ago, but I kind of.
Removable is when you factor both equations. The one you cancel out, that's.
Oh.
Let me see the problem. So I can.
No, I just have removable and
So
non-removable.
do I then do I then divide by k and then square it and then invert it? Yes, that's what I do. So I divide by k. So it's x to the -1/2 will 2 over k. Then I invert
I
it.
think you're doing way too much.
X to the 1/2 equals k over 2. X equals k squared over 4.
You have a problem?
No.
Okay, basically, no one you have a.
I just added.
Oh, wait. I might have a problem.
Join a new thing that can not only benefit me.
F x
You know, take it back. There's no fucking problem.
Wait,
He said-
if I go,
Okay, now I'm
if
gonna
there's
do
an
my
example problem that you have,
Also, we're not doing typing shit. 'Cause I gotta walk on my couch.
Yeah, you can walk, yeah. No, I need a break right now.
Okay, you have like x squared plus 2
wait a minute.
minus
Wait, x squared plus
Wait,
2.
what?
minus 1. 2x
Okay.
over x minus 1.
Wait, where do I, so now that I have this, now that I've solved for x, where do I plug this back in to solve for k?
Back into the original.
The original, okay. So it,
I done fucked up. Well,
I didn't lose that one.
and
yeah, you can like.
Can I ask you guys real quick?
Yeah. Hold on. X plus x squared plus x minus 2.
There. Right.
What's up?
And then there might be
Struggling with
point out my
If you give me a question,
I'm currently in number 1, but I'm gonna get switched to
Fuck.
breakout.
X squared plus x minus 2.
Okay.
k squared over 2 equals k squared
I think
over
that-
4 plus the 4. So then,
So
Yeah.
k squared,
so then and I took notes yesterday.
k squared over 2
But they kind of
Oh wow.
Okay, so
And
with all of these,
surprisingly took it well.
Yeah.
I knew
for
it
this one,
wasn't.
I convert all into fractions. So they're mixed numbers right now. I'd multiply
You're welcome for it.
that by 3
Not to be more freaked out.
and make them all.
I mean,
Yeah.
she probably assumed that you figured out it was her number.
these are the notes I took.
No, I think she did.
You can scroll down.
What?
She's the one who contacted you.
Yeah.
What?
That's fine.
Oh yeah, she just sent. You're welcome, Corbin.
Okay. Oh, because she knew it
Well-
was you.
Yeah, yeah, but I thought that you'd have something more to say about the fact that I knew that it was her.
Well, she knew that it was you.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever. That was me. I'm sorry. Especially now that
Yeah, for this one,
somebody.
I make them all
Yeah,
in
that's all.
fractions.
Oh my
and then I make them
gosh.
all into
stop.
That's the one thing I don't know how to do with 3.
Sophia. I'm asking her about the
So
calculator.
that would be the T and then 7.
Well, I don't know if you know the problem necessarily, but for it's saying which K is
That one I would do
this.
this. If you don't know,
These
just
two
multiply.
numbers could be complicated.
So that one is gonna be.
You need it to be tangent to the maximum square.
So
Is it positive and negative or just?
I don't know what you did. Why did you equal this that?
Because it's K
So
times.
try that, try making them one fraction, so make 3 to the 2/3 one fraction. And then count this out.
It's K times K over 2 equals K squared over 4. So then you do K squared over 2 equals K squared over 4 plus 4, K squared.
He's
Let
basically,
me start from the beginning.
he's basically the new Anthony.
No, Anthony is so early.
I'm retired.
Yeah, Anthony retired.
Did John Wick retire? Yeah, John Wick retired and then he kept murdering people. And then he got fucking
And then the dog died.
murdered.
Okay, so.
That's not the new Anthony. Somebody kills your dog. It's like, sorry, don't murder me.
Like right now.
Okay, so you know.
We can do it.
What?
We're just reviewing.
The one that cancel out.
Let me
Main-
go back to the
So
beginning.
X equals 1. We get rid of 4. And X equals
Because 4 works.
So
All negative 4, but
because
thing.
no one removes something, at least you have something on it. After you remove it. So let's say that let's do it on the bottom. Negative 2 would be your bottom. But since it's on
Oh,
top,
X
so
equals 4.
that's it.
Oh, okay. So I use the one.
Okay. And then
The
this,
whole-
do we have the same?
So, yeah.
Oh, dang.
X plus 2, right? And then you have
I think.
And if this was on the bottom, then
Okay,
then it would be
then
then this would be an
logarithm
Yeah.
equals k times k over 2. K squared over 4 plus 4 equals k squared over 2.
Oh.
And then what did you do? You just deleted the k squared over 4. So yeah. You just deleted the term. You can't just do that.
How many is your first year and how do you use it?
No.
Yeah, but like, what else?
Well, Sophia, you need to work with.
I mean, technically, what you could do is you could subtract. Oh, you can just delete it. You can just delete it. Yeah. So it's k squared.
But of course, not set both top and
But this works too, right?
Maybe I.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, why does it? Why doesn't you?
Wait, no, you're right.
No, but yours could also. Oh, because you didn't. Oh, because I did that.
You.
Me? Wait.
No, I think you're right.
Wait, no, but what you did makes sense too. So why wouldn't that work?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's he divided himself, so it's not his money.
Okay.
But it
So
would
that-
just be.
we just did it in different ways, but yes, that yours made more sense because mine was just kind of weird.
Anthony got so into now he forgot.
Oh shoot!
I do that.
It is lunch.
Most of our
No.
podcasts are out.
Let me make sure that you
Okay.
have
3 minus 3.1.
Yeah, you're right. I just wrote that short in that. I don't know about that.
He did 25 squared.
Although, what? No. Well, I'm stupid. That's not 8 of the What?
I'm not. I didn't say me.
So you can get that thing you want to make? I'm not gonna let you live this now. We're still talking in our 20s. I'm gonna bring this.
Yeah, or 20.
You know.
1%.
You know what? I think this is it. She hasn't been there. Do you think it's something like me up here?
I don't know. He seems kind of depressed.
He did.
Yeah.
I think you just stay here. You don't
He
even
seems-
leave.
He seems like Ram, just even worse mentally.
I mean, the thing is, so if he assigned an assignment for today, he never got it. Oh, we're just doing this.
So we don't know.
He probably
Why am
asked
I
him.
going? I didn't have to go for attendance like my mom was.
Dang it.
Like,
Dang it.
Did you really blow it? Oh, never mind. That sounds.
I forgot that if you blow air into a Capri Sun too much and then you stop it, then it pushes the juice
Really
out.
forgot that.
unless
Really.
Sophia, he
What's your game here?
got it later. If he's trying to ask for like the office for it or something,
Well, like, what about you guys? It's not fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'll get you admitted, Ethan.
You're making this sound significantly more.
Exactly.
Did you write down notes?
Because if I make it sound
Or
worse, then Mr. A is gonna get intrigued. And then Mr. A is gonna start.
I don't think you're
I
going
didn't
to
finish the
care.
assignment.
I'm gonna be honest.
Actually, Mr. A wouldn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
What?
Probably the only one who would care.
Yes.
Probably the only one who would be surprised by it. I don't know if I didn't know Ethan. Like something should have told me. I dealt with these people before.
That was great.
His timer should get stopped.
You didn't have
Never had a timer. I'm nice enough by default that I don't need a timer, Corbin.
You're normal enough that you don't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
How do you think brothers would feel?
He's yapping. And for what?
Because it's funny. Brings me amusement.
It brings me amusement.
You think I have anything better to do than to make fun of you for the thing that you just told me about?
I was about to say you should find something better.
Wow.
This is Corbin.
I can either teach Lena Titan or I can make fun of Ethan.
You probably wanted to make fun of me, Ethan. How do you make it up?
I already made fun of you yesterday.
Junior, I want time.
Yeah.
No, how do you put up with him?
She doesn't because we never talk. All of her friends are asking me for quote having Razor Kitty headphones. I don't. By the way, I don't have Razor Kitty headphones.
We can tell everyone that Corbin.
I do not have Razor Kitty headphones.
Yeah, actually, if Corbin's gonna start spreading this information about me, we should start spreading it
I'm not saying anything about you.
But the insinuation is like worth.
Anthony, do not.
The sequel to Corbin is a
Okay.
liar.
Okay, wait. If you're gonna do that, at least spell it incorrectly, because that's the only way it's ever spelled. Like
My bad. Oh yeah, my bad.
Korben.
Corbin.
There's only been one time where my name has been spelled correctly on my whiteboard.
I think it was not. But
Yeah, it was when you said Corbin is wrong.
Not like people's phone.
No, it's. Wait.
oh my god, you have PH values? I'm so proud of you.
Let me know if this sounds good. But I have public school and
It's like a drug. Once you start doing it, you can't stop.
And again, this is
What are you talking about?
it is my responsibility. The teacher is unable.
Yeah, I
I have to make sure the
Well,
question is
Alexis,
I love how short and happy you are. Stop it. You were like so trigger happy, like you wanted to fail.
whatever Elaine talked about, I'll spell PH.
And then she'll be like,
We need to like a careful. We need to spend from
It shows that
that time of stop.
not all of my stuff is volunteer.
I feel like that's gonna be how for the timer.
Like,
That was like,
well, I'm thinking.
Everything becomes more.
Okay, guys, let's go to a degree party.
You don't want to write something like that. Like, we have it on certain before.
I mean, you're correct. I'm saying give him a chance. That's fair.
I really thought you were gonna make it. We have 3-day weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a free bonus.
See, this is. It's gonna be the only one that's gonna be the last part. Okay, cool. It's like once you start.
I
actually
love
doing
that
it,
there is no room for error, and that's my favorite part of this. Is there is literally no margin of error. You have to be, like he has to be perfect. Like he can't even be normal. He has to be above normal.
That's what I think.
He lost like 3.
Mhm.
It was actually almost 3, right?
It was 400 hours away from an entire month.
Wait for more.
What? No, that's not right. What?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, it was not a month. It's not possible.
2 weeks.
Oh.
See, once you start acting like me, you can't really stop.
I'm never acting like you.
You stopped for 2 weeks.
You stop. So
On one person. It's like every single type of
Start
job there is.
small, then you start.
Listen, if you come to FCA, we'll have an entire like semester dedicated to rehabilitation.
But here's the thing. It's like there's some people they just have so much stuff to make fun of them about.
You're wasting the time.
What? Wait,
No, he looked at me. That wasn't at her. That was me.
No, okay, so okay.
That was a personal attack.
No,
Everybody.
I looked at Ethan. I looked at Ethan.
I didn't know. I thought.
It's okay. Read that. No.
I don't know what else you want.
It's okay. I didn't mean to look at you. I meant to look at Ethan. And only
But you
Ethan,
did.
Because there's a little bit of an inside joke right here that someday I'll get him to admit.
It's so weird. So anyway, number 67.
Just remember that's an extra 2 minutes on the timer.
How time works.
No.
You can't just say that. Yeah, but it's like being addicted to every type of drug and trying to stop drug one. Well, I felt like the influence of like cocaine and heroin. I'm just off of meth.
Recording.
Baby steps.
It just keeps getting worse and worse.
I've never been more miserable in my life.
I'm so sad.
No, it's really not.
Okay.
Throwing out the problem. Like there was no effort put into this.
We have 4 minutes.
Okay, 2kx equals 1. Well, okay.
No.
No. 2kx squared, 3kx
Yeah,
squared.
That was bad. Oh my gosh.
3kx squared equals 1. Kx squared equals 1/3.
You can be good at SCA.
We eat pizza.
Squared equals 1/3.
So it's just like AA but with pizza.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
If only there were a window we could.
I've crawled through that window before. Like,
I'm not going for that. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going.
no, don't. Lena, you're gonna.
Wait, who is it?
Can you
Just
tell
go
me?
look over there. But I am serious, we didn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Why did they go outside?
Hmm.
No, I told you, I was fine. Like,
Yes, we're good. I'm the only one plus to ever run off the door like that. It's missing.
You never know.
Wait, can someone else actually knock on the window and then
We're just messing around. Oh, you were here.
Yeah, I was studying.
I like this kid.
yeah, I'm like, I'll do it. What?
Is it?
Okay, 2
1 minute.
minutes. I'm gonna go. I can feel it. Oh, we have 2 minutes. Yeah, I gotta go. Wait, what's on?
The GA.
well,
I'm
I
gonna
got
have
help
back,
with
but
ACT.
I can't come to tutoring tonight.
Because I'm not going to
Because I have a difficulty. But not tonight, after school. But starting Tuesday, I won't have that.
No, I think we can have a little bit. Maybe I think BC is where it's gonna get
Like, once it gets to
But you know, like you this bad moving fast, I think that's
Yeah.
and your quick test.
And then, it's like a,
That, I just think like you should
Oh, you're grading the
it's like show you know,
quick test is alright.
and then there's another one that like another thing for like choose amino acids,
nice.
like the proteins and the
Jordan, I'll give you 100%.
We do raise money though, so maybe. Are there any more balls?
Oh, we're trying to go. Where you trying to
It's
go?
just without compensation.
What do you want?
Does that also?
Because like
Because
you have to do it.
like maybe like I don't get.
But my dad is like really insistent that I ask you. So I wanted to.
Personally, I don't
I
get.
wanted to.
But
it's not.
I don't know if he's gonna be offended.
And it
I just think like you.
Oh, I got it. So.
No, I have to
Two
do
rings,
this.
two rings.
Because you already said.
And one is.
Well, my,
Don't worry.
If hypothetically,
You're right. You're finished. What class are you going to?
legit, hypothetically, if I gave you 100%, would I get a recommendation?
Oh, well, no, I'm like here.
I think. Okay, no, the reason that we started asking you, like, hey, can you ask him, is because
Okay,
when I was doing
wait,
NHS,
okay, are
I
you
put your
gonna-
name for people for recommendation letters.
oh,
Because,
yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like talking about the
I
actual-
did.
Oh, yeah, text me. Let me know.
Yeah, I need a regular different any stuff too. So I'm not.
Okay. Do you need an actual
If
recommendation?
you're already in NHS, do you
No, I
want?
never given this.
No, do you need an actual recommendation letter? If you wanna apply to Stanford or whatever,
Probably.
are you going to?
This kind of person big.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're smart. Stop that social short.
Next time it's gonna be going.
Are you going to any Ivy League? Or your parents hiding up, right?
Not that high, but
It's more than 100,000.
I don't know. I mean, we are pretty well.
You're pretty well. But what kind of car you drive? Let's start with that way. How big is your house?
You like spell.
I happen to write really good letters. All those people I write for.
Student is.
Or I have to go writer too.
You're gonna hire Anthony to write his own recommendation letter.
I have to go to
Who be on there? Who be on
Should be. We're gonna work on the timer.
Alright, let me show you. I'll check if I can't come out, just let me know and good talk. Thank you.
So we have a quiz on this on Tuesday.
I have to make something about it because I couldn't yesterday.
I was-
Today,
Yeah, I talked to her.
but I talked to her today, so we'll. And Lucia had a good list we put, and that's basically everything we have to talk about. But
You were at the meeting this week.
Yeah, she was.
I went to the meeting and
What was that?
it was just about like club stuff. So we have to get a roster. We need to set up. We have to set up. Oh, Sophia's also going to the meeting.
Yeah, I was in the meeting.
And Sophia was also. Sophia also knows
What are you meeting for?
I'm the president of SCA.
it's
What is it?
religious.
Yeah,
You were religious?
Yeah.
What's your religion?
I'm Christian.
It's FCA and fellow Christian athletes.
No wonder you're a very Christian. Like,
You're not. You're not.
WWJD.
Lucia, you're not Christian on athletes. You can't be.
No, you don't have to be an
You
athlete.
do not.
WWJD.
What was the
Phrases.
Okay, let's go. Come on, Sophia.
Why
They do.
What do you do?
He's
So-
he's gonna.
Let's see if we can have a quiz.
you know?
Yeah, I talked to Veda. I just told her, says in the meeting, just make sure listening, talk less, listen more, be receptive of other people's idea. She said she recognized that. So, but I also like told her, says I'm gonna kind of give you a hand signal if she talk too much.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Also, Kenji will be here too.
Oh,
So I told her that it's kind of like I'm gonna work kind of collaboration with her. As if I touch my head, that means maybe you gotta let other people talk a little bit. Because she have every tendency to talk in and doesn't stop. That's the it's gonna demotivate a lot of people. I feel that's that way. Is that true?
Exactly. What's coming out?
Can you stop smelling my stuff? That's gross.
85.
I put that shit in my pizza and you're smelling my stuff.
That's actually a good idea. This is, I got the link for the phone. Do you want me to like airdrop it to you?
Okay, yeah.
What the city? Up top?
Oh yeah, 1 minute we're dating.
Let me know when you're ready.
Why is everyone wearing the same
I'm ready. I don't know how to receive a link.
gear?
I see your iMac.
Yeah.
So. I send you down for the
You can just sign up. I can talk to Lucia.
Thank you. I think you just put my name and then like what you do.
Horrible student. Worst student ever. They don't even read them. If I put worst student ever, they will be read them. Trust me. There's no way. I want to test if they read them. I'm gonna be like, Armin's the worst student I ever have, and see what happens. And you gotta induct it.
Please do not reject this question.
That'd be a good test if you see you read them. I don't think anybody reads them.
Who's the one we can take one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I was too locked in on 13. I got 12. That's so bad.
Are we gonna do that?
Look at all the kind of wrong homework right
No, we're done today. We start at 11:30. 11:30 is like, what is the homework? All right. So a lot of you guys have a lot of tendency to break all the rule in math. Please do not break the argument. The argument is untouchable. Otherwise, otherwise, like, this argument, good question.
Is it the stuff inside the side?
Yeah, the stuff inside the sign. And this is what I see people do. They go like this, and they cancel the sign, they cancel the s, and 2/3 to the third power is a/27. This is a bad. I mark it wrong. It doesn't matter. You have a right answer. Okay, I mark it wrong. Doesn't matter. You have a right answer. So make sure you stay on top of things. Make sure you understand your argument. Make sure you did not break any rules. Because math comes down to, like, you have to understand those small details. And if you don't, then you're always gonna suffer. Even start from now and later. If you don't learn, like, what is argument. Funny thing is, I remember there's a teacher before me, like, teach calculus in my old school. And she spent a lot of time talking about argument. I just realized how important it is until this couple of years, because I feel like students don't understand that well. Whatever inside appendice, do not touch them unless you think, unless, situation allow you that you can do that. But most of the time, like square root of x squared plus 9, that's not x plus 3. Like, I think, I don't know if somebody did this, I forgot what is it, but I think somebody did the sine of 3x over x, and limits as x equals 0, and she goes, I'm gonna take out a 3 all the way outside, so b3 9 log of x equals 0, sine of 3x over sine of x over x, that is equal to 3. That's the right answer, by the way. But it's not the right word. 3 cannot be like outside arguments. So those are the things that you guys have to pay attention to. Every things like this, please don't do it. I'm gonna come look at your homework, and you're gonna go up the board, and you're gonna go to help each other out and go through different things.
Why do you keep doing that? You would do that the time. Not the motion of
It works anyway to matter. Well, but it's a lot easier.
No, it was not. We were there for 3 hours. We were calling for 3 hours.
Jason, I'm just putting it. This can be rewritten. Yeah, it's a one.
So much.
Oh my god.
So if you do it, to make it that, you have to keep the bottom. I multiplied 2x cubed times the bottom, and then there's still 2x like that. So next,
Gabriel, what does your guidance say? What does your guidance say? What does guidance say? What do you decide? Or what do they say?
I'm just gonna get.
But then you had to talk to them.
I can do. Like I've already done.
But when are you gonna do it?
I'm like now and just need my friends.
Oh, they need a friendship. Oh, yeah, got it. Alright, as long as you have point now, that's fine.
I'm just gonna do work classes now.
That's fine.
Is there like an order of operations to this problem? Somebody said something like, algorithm, like you can't like take things out. Oh, like when I was doing homework, I would do it for AI and then forget the and then I'd like be confused, and then I realized I did the career things first. Like certain wording of the trig, separating the like operations for it. I would get 2 x
I'm trying to sum up what you said, but can you give me a specific question?
So in order to get this by itself, you need to
Amen. Yes. What's your name? Arman, what's your last name? Wait, it says your name and title. What does the title mean?
I'm actually Sir Armand.
Sir. Arm.
ARMAN.
Yeah.
HUNANYAN.
Moving it over here.
Can you see that spelling right?
HUN.
Wait, what? Your name and title and name of the student. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, I guess
Doesn't make sense. It's just me.
Your name is like
My name?
Mr. J, math teacher.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Calculus.
I'm not all like it's
Sir, Mr.
service.
He said it was next Thursday. Like what is it?
So I'm gonna say unacceptable. I'm just kidding. They don't read us anyway. I swear they don't read us.
Yeah, it's just fancy to do my drink. Oh, one over. She told me. I just remember. On his door, it just says, if you want NHS, just email me. I think he's been having gigs outside and he's like, just email me.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna ask me what
I just ask student fill out themselves.
students have
I already erased my work and I should have written it. I took this and like I had this thing over X squared and then I like split it so one side I put here and then I like canceled X squared and then I like put it back and like a fraction and then got like but then you could do this or you could make it.
Which way is easy? But which way got the right answer?
Like, do I have to do trig or I see?
Oh no, there's no order of operation. It's just whatever's right. Whatever math gonna get you the right answer. If you don't break it in math. As long as you don't break it in math, it's fine. Then you gotta show me what you did with it. How you did. Otherwise you're gonna get it right.
okay.
I get it. Yeah, I think okay, what else was there? Actually, let's go. Do you want me to show you if you want us to go to the same thing and then we see where
Anthony, you need to fill out your recommendations. Grab yourself. It's on computer.
X2. I multiply by 1/2. Oh no, I didn't. I just left the one. Yeah, and then you would just factor out the one.
I think that. Oh yeah, I know it's.
If you do the key,
I need it for college. I need it for college. So.
that's that.
It helps though. Wait, is there? Do you have to pay? Do you have to pay a fee?
No, I just factored that one. You still have the one of You don't have anything? What I did to get this to the top to get this to equal 1, I multiplied by 1. So let x over times 1. But 1 is the same as this. So then I factored it as well. It's 2 because it gets up. So you just do that.
That's the acceptable answer. Yeah.
No, I just said it's
No, if this is correct,
one when I
nobody told me that x over tan x. Why? Why did nobody tell me? What is the whole brackets over it?
you can't just read $3G or
So,
I got you. I really generated over sign 3.
We're 2 extras.
Bro, I got home at 10 o'clock. The country party. And then I started. Then I started home at 11 o'clock. And then I finished at 12.
Yep, I did the answer. So this, I just factored this out.
And the actual step by step. You like your position.
So, I understand that the property does not have this, but it does have this. So,
Oh my god.
Okay, that. I feel it now.
I just had it too. Yeah. And then I just had to plug in here.
Oh my god, they started crushing
Miss Josh Scott.
It's this is so easier than
Wait, let me tell you. If you look at extra projects.
why do you think you're writing? You're writing an essay?
Yeah.
Just say he's a great student. That's it.
That's what I'm doing.
You just speak less English.
Those words are too big.
make up shit.
Those words are too big. You would not say willing. Say,
Oh my god.
say he will do work.
Laura, just cutting that shit. Nobody read that
Say
shit.
who he do work.
You do work.
Always the hell mother. Keep that in. Keep that in. Keep it in. That was
Wait, I think I can make the words better.
Keep it. That was business. Something super bad.
Hard work. He is hard work. You can't have good
Yeah.
Why do you give yourself a 4? Go away.
100% grammar correct.
Go away.
Alright.
Why do you give yourself a 4?
I'm doing it for what?
Why do you give yourself a 4? Not a 5.
I can't make it look perfect.
Oh, who cares? Nobody read this.
Am I doing this right? Wait, no. Okay. So I think I know the part that, like, potentially might break it down. Like,
Can you make a recommendation form for Susan?
No, because if you have put 0 in this part, this part, zero two. Worry.
But then how do I get
Right there.
It's like, it's right.
That's the right answer.
No.
He is asking you for
You can just break it up and limit put you 0. No, you can have this order operation issues, yeah. Where do you think the issue is?
Oh, and this would equal 4. And then that.
Don't do it this way. It's so much work. It's not even necessary. So your goal is to get to the sign X. One has to done X. That's your goal is to make that happen. Yeah, but the thing is, you apply 0 is the same part. When you do combine later, you have to do it all as simultaneously. Yeah, I mean, if you just you cannot just decide to do this small part, which 0, but the other part comes up. The rich limit should be able to do that. All right. Shh. Yes. Questions. Questions. Have a seat.
I'm going.
Okay, so as I was walking around and I realized a lot of you guys doesn't know where is a mistake. Like where do you break math? Okay, so let's see. Like anybody have any questions? Start with anybody have any questions. No questions? Everybody's genius?
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Number 4. Like, I know I killed the kid before, but like, I was wondering like how you actually.
Oh, the one I said you killed puppy? Okay. Okay, which question was that?
Number 4 is sin x over x plus
Sin x over what?
x plus sin x.
And what did you do?
Well, at first I tried to take out sin x over x and change.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You say this is 1?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not. So the reason being is you cannot is this. It has to be its multiplication. Addition is it cannot. So technically, I'll just give you a very simple idea. So let's just say 2 over 2 plus 4, like this, right? Can you say 2 over 2 is equal to 1? No, and that's the reason why you cannot. However, you can do something else. So you know the answer is 2 over 6 is equal to 1 over 3. You know this is true, right? So what you can do is you can take out a 2 here. Now you can simplify because this is connected to multiplication. 2 over 2, that is equal to 1. So you see this is 1 over 3 and you get a right answer because you make a 2 over 2 is equal to 1 you didn't cancel this 2 over 2 because it's connected by addition and subtraction.
You can't take out an x because that's like the argument.
You cannot take out x, no.
How do we do that?
Make math happen.
Okay.
What is the trig limits you want to get to?
Sine x over x.
Good. So how do I make this sine of x over x? Right. So I multiply this by 1 over x. And if I do that, I have to multiply the bottom, right? So this is sine of x. Sine of x over x. And this is you distribute. So it's 1 plus sine of x over x. Now, you can approach 0 because this is by itself. So that is equal to 1 over 1 plus 1. So it's 1 over 2. Make it math happen. You cannot just be like, oh yeah, this is the 1. No, that doesn't work that way. Because you are connected to it. Yes. Yes, it's a very critical that you guys are able to identify those things. Because the more critical of yourself, I know some people are not very critical. That's it. Any other questions? Yes. 3L? What is 3L, sir?
Limit x going to 0, tangent 3x on top. And then on the bottom it's 3 tangent 2x.
Okay. So obviously the tangent, the only way to get the sine of x over x is using. I'm gonna take it a 3 outside just because I think that will be easier to deal with, and this is gonna be sine of 3x over cosine of 3x. Does that make sense? Times cosine of 2x over cosine of 2x. Does that make sense? And now rearrange them so I'll be sine of 3x over 1 times sine of 2x over 1 times cosine of 2x over cosine of 3x. So 1/3 limits x approach 0. Obviously, I need this to be a 2x. I need this to be a 3x. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 2 times 3x. And actually, 3, 2x, like, oh, actually it doesn't matter. So 2 times 3x is fine. 2 times 3x, and 2 times 3x. So I can rearrange them, right? So this 2x here, right here, so can it be here, right? And this 3x can be right here, right? So it'll be sine of 3x over 3x. And this is 2x over sine of 2x. And there's a cosine of 2x over cosine of 3x. Times by 3 over 2, I believe. We know this is a 1, this is a 1. This is also 1. So it'll be 1/3 times 3 over 2. That's equal to 1/2.
It's so light over there.
What was the old window?
I got 2.
There's.
Yeah.
5
You're speaking, Graham. Wow.
On purpose?
It's like on purpose, but I have to go to it right.
Right before the arrows, what is the middle of this? Sine.
Yeah, I need it.
You don't know what I did. See, so you get out the.
I have an one page.
Who's milk decay?